So sometimes when you avoiding people and you don't want to deal with people, the thing it do you some good to face the things you're avoiding. Right now, I don't feel like being bothered. I don't feel like talking to my fans, and that's depression, avoidance, and shit like that. Is in I used to know all the stuff by heart, but years I forgot. But there's symptoms of depression. That is me withdrawn. That is all symptoms of depression. But it's the way the country's going, and it's not cowardly because God has healed my. Mostly, He's healed my sick mind. Mostly, nobody's perfect. So the things that I used to. Oh yeah, baby. I don't know if you said it in dark enough, but that's for you. Peanut butter farts. But I'll never forget Keisha told me her fart smelled like roses. She was sitting there farting next to me, and it was safer to comply instead of telling her to get out of my home. I'm like, Keisha, you just sitting there farting, man. You know, I didn't even know what else to say beyond that. Just you just sitting there farting. And she's like, I know. And she was on like some new shit. Keisha Jackson, and she had a fart season, and I was like, Keisha, and she's like, I'm telling you, man, it smells like roses, and I was like, okay. And it was safer just not to say anything beyond that on the subject. But I'm thinking about when I said peanut butter fart, I was thinking about it. Didn't my fart did not just say it smelled like peanut butter. I just ate peanut butter, but it did. I'm not gonna pull a Keisha and lie to you and say that smells like shit. That's what I want to say. Mine now and then, Keisha, that smells like shit. Oh my god. So yeah, it's like, Keisha, you are smoking, you are hot. But Keisha's very dangerous. So you must sit there and argue with her, even if it was something like that. And I didn't consider that something silly, but just something like that. Something like, something you thought would have been simple, like go at least grab a spray, at least give me a head start, like running, like, incoming or something, man. At least let me crack the door, but don't make me suffer. Like, she made me sit there and smell it, like, didn't let me open the doors and nothing in my own home. Memory hit me for a reason. Oh my god. Oh man. Probably because this damn security guard is so gross. She be just sitting there. Like, oh my god, like Johnny Quest and shit. Not Johnny. What was it? Not Johnny Quest was the one when I was a kid, or is it Johnny Quest? Shit, let me not hurt my brain anyway. That little cartoon character on Nickelodeon, that kid, that gross kid with the blonde spiky hair, and Johnny. Yeah, motherfucker be farting and shitting and stuff. Like Keisha, that memory. That's what I remember here, because it's their security. They got 2 or 3 security guards, and one of them is gross. She be just burping up there, like, I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to experience her farts. Not that she hadn't done it, and I'm just not right on her. But yeah, back to yeah. So depression is with me, and the weather is gloomy, and it's not like it's sunny outside. Sunny weather makes people happy, and Like I told you, to verify we might come back to this subject, we're back. And I think it's spreading in the community. I think that's what I notice other people up and down, highs and lows. With the country crumbling, people are battling depression. And that some news person said that a lifetime ago when COVID first happened, she said mental health. She said mainly among young people to middle-aged people, but it's affecting all of us. I've noticed like everybody's health, mental health is up and down because of. But I'm at an all-time both. There are moments where I'm insanely happy, and I'm in moments where I'm insanely depressed. Sometimes in the same moment, I'm both emotions, depressed and happy. And it's all this stress from different things that are going on around the world. And God has put some very powerful almonds on my heart and threatening me not to tell people prematurely. I'm hoping to spend my first Christmas with my new wife. I'm praying that whether she come here or I go there, praying that we get to, with our kids and we get to spend Christmas together and enjoy each other. If it's God's will, it may not be His will. Not my will, Lord, thy will be done. My mother used to pray that prayer. I don't know if she got that out of the Bible, but she every now and again would say something sweet to me and to get her way, and she got her way, whatever. Well, it was like me running her, not in a sexual way. I'm not a motherfucker. Some people fuck their mothers, but I did not fuck my mother. And I won't rule out what was on her mind, because I'm not going to unpack those issues. I said I wasn't going to talk about my mother, but I'm going to graze the subject. That's another one. My bully said he loved the way I said it. Usually it was something like needing to lift something heavy or take her to drop a car off or get a car fixed, something like that, or cooking something for her or moving heavy pots around for her, rearranging her house for her, and something like, husband, wife type shit. So she would say something sweet to me to get her way. And not my will, thy will be done, because I used to say, it's my way or the highway, mama. She'd say, no, baby, it's my way. She talked like about a 300-pound overweight woman, and my mom was always really thin. That shit was always funny to me, like she, Grandma Moses or something, to be honest with you. I'm not even sure who Grandma Moses is, but she sounded like a really fat woman. And my mom used to just portray herself like a fat black woman, but she was like, and my mom had Indian in her. She definitely, who fucking knows? I don't know a whole lot about her, but her hair looked Indian and her cheekbones and shit. She had high cheekbones and her bones, and so I don't know, she was Hindu, Indian up in her, and but yeah, she really just was hardcore with that. I'm black. Like, she really believed it, and looking back on it, I don't think nobody believed the lies we was telling but us. I was just doing what she told me to do. And I guess you could do that kind of shit in the South, because that shit ain't flying up here. People looking at me like I ain't even got an ounce of black in me. They just looking at me like, are you fucking high as a kite? So, but in the South, that shit flew. They're looking at me like, you mulatto, some bitch. That's how they're looking at me up here. That's how the northern people looking at me like, you so adorable. You think you black. You even think about saying that word. Don't you even think about uttering it. Don't even whisper it. You ain't in the South no more. You can't say that shit. So that's how people are looking at me up here. That little nose, you ain't got no black person nose in there. You ain't got no Jewish nose. And you saying you Jewish. You definitely got the Jewish hair, but you ain't got no... So that is the way how black people perceive me, and all the races perceive me up here. So, in Illinois, I never knew this whole time, because mom said, my paperwork says I'm black. Mom said I'm black, but every time, every life situation where it was segregated, I always got put with the Hispanics. Every now and again, there was no rules and no segregation, but I'm not lying to you. The only thing missing was the signs up saying you can't sit here, you can't sit here. But I've had some segregated I'm not gonna say where I was at for my own safety, and I didn't have a choice. And every time those segregation laws were put in place, I'm too young for segregation. I'm only 40 something. But I've experienced some segregation sort of in my life, but it's okay. I can't control you making fun of me about my age and thinking I was born in the 50s. If you think that's a fun time, I enjoy being the blunt end of your jokes. Was it blunt or bunt? I don't know. Think about a pot. But yeah. So there, I wasn't. I'm not old enough to. I wasn't around when there were signs that were like whites only, black only. But I've been in some situations, tons of them, infinite amount of situations where, when segregated laws were in place, but no signs, because I think that these places can get in trouble for trying to put a sign up in 2025. And then 2000s is when it's happened to me, in the 2020s, 20 teens. And then 90s, I don't remember the 80s much. But yeah, I experienced something. When they was putting different races and segregating, I always got put with the Hispanics. And every single time they put me with the Hispanics, and that's supposed to be against the law. That was supposed to be in a certain year. You wasn't supposed to see that. I don't know what year segregation. They brought in integration. I don't know what year that happened, but and it's not even safe for me to say who done that to me. But yeah, I always got put with the Hispanics. I didn't think anything of it. I never thought anything of it. I was just thinking nothing. And but just slowly but surely over time, it didn't happen when I was growing up. At least not that I remember. But in my late 30s, people used to say, you look very much Hispanic, and sometimes you sound Hispanic. You sound like Caribbean or something. Every now and again, somebody walk up, I'm like, no, my mama said I'm black. I'm black. Get away from me, So my mom really screwed me up. But yeah, so wasn't supposed to be no segregation in the 80s on up until 1980s on up until now. I'm not sure when integration came into law, but it happened anyhow. And those dates I gave you, and I don't remember the 80s and the 90s. Yeah, I was getting segregated. They put me with the Hispanics, and I still thought I was black. Little things my mom never did when I was a kid. She's like, you look very heavy Hispanic, and it's really like mind games. Really, mama, now you want to start talking and telling me the truth about my birth. But my late 30s, she started saying, like, I was like, Mom, all these Hispanic people keep trying to hang out with me and keep following me and keep staring at me like the way you look at your child once they come out of your wife's vagina, like that kind of look, like they looking like, that the conception, like the moment where, wow, the born baby's here, like it's amazing to see you, hey little brother, hey little sister, or hey my future, to your son and shit. And my mom was like, I said the look isn't offensive, but I got Hispanic people following me around, Mom. And she's like, probably because you look like one of them. And I was like, I could have punched my mom through the phone. I was so mad. Like, all these years you've been telling me I was black, and now you playing a fucking mind game with me. Am I Hispanic or not? Why the fuck does my paperwork say that I'm black? And you said I kind of look like one. What the fuck, bitch? I did not say that to her, but I wanted to. And because all she would have done just shut down and then not tell me nothing. So then she heard me speak Spanish. She said, I want to hear you lean here. Me, her, and Carter was on an outing, and she said, I want to hear you speak Spanish. She was like, yeah, you sound like a Spaniard to me. She said, you sound like one of them. I was like, I'm not confident. She was like, you don't need confidence when you sound like that. She was like, that sounds like something they say, and you sound Hispanic. So I'm like, more mind games. I'm like, so what the fuck is it? Is it in my blood or not? So, yeah, so in my late 30s, she had been telling me I was black my whole life, and then in my late 30s, she converted me to Hispanic in my late 30s. I'm like, bitch, I could choke you out right now. So I used to want to choke the shit out of her, but I never did. Right now, I got the damn bump bothering me. I hate it when they do this in the middle of the night. They get active. I won't rule out nothing. Something may be crawling on me in the middle of the night. And I woke up in the middle of the night to a many of different things in the bed with me up in this apartment that creatures that ain't supposed to be in here that are crawling on me, so they no telling what. And some of them are microscopic, and I just get lucky and catch it in the right light and find out what it is. But yeah, so she mind games and shit. Yeah, so old man Kylie calls me dumbass, like red. Not I won't rule it out. Yeah, Red Fox, and then you dummy, and one of my who shall not be named used to call me like that, and it was funny as shit. He used to say, you know, like Red Fox, dummy, and I was like, he sat me down and said, watch this. This is what I'm telling you about. He found it on his phone and he said this. I was like, oh, this show came out when I wasn't born yet. I didn't know what the fuck you was talking about. This is funny as hell. Why didn't I know about this? And he said, you probably heard about it before. I said, yeah, probably. You dummy. He's called his son a dummy. And so in ongoing in our marriage, Allie calls me a dummy and she calls me you dumbass, like Red from that 70s show. So her saying I was standing there looking dumb earlier today is just the premonition to she called me a dummy and a dumbass and this shit is like, oh god. Funny, but what you hear right now, me falling asleep and just talking, this is how I used to talk to Kyle, and then I would talk like this for the length of time of this video and the videos I'm putting up, and I thought everybody felt the way that he felt, but I'm seeing all the views I'm getting, and that would have gone to my grave, thinking that he was right. I'm like, man, I should just stop talking. And he's falling asleep and didn't know I was on the phone, and I'm irritating him. So what he would do is he would come back and he'd say, Lisa, are you still talking? And it'd be like, I don't know how long I ramble. I didn't realize the middle-aged people ramble. I didn't realize that was a part of aging. The older you get, the more you ramble, like I'm doing it right now. And he made me feel like it was other reasons. I'm not going to get into the things that offensive that he said to me, but so he would just like pretend to fall asleep or, oh my God, I can't believe you were talking the whole time. Like I had to go. He would like say he left. This is the mind game. This is why I'm glad we don't talk. The mind games he would play. He would say, oh my God, I thought you heard me. I had to go. When he didn't say nothing, he just put the phone down. And while I was talking, just rude. I've been gone about a half hour. Are you still talking? You're thinking the person is a great listener because you hear in dead silence. You know, it's not that any other reason. You don't hear anything on the other end. You know, so I'm not going to get into that any further. But yeah, so I almost just, became a mute and never used my voice after that. I'm like, wow, and, because he just would, sometimes I wouldn't realize it may have gone on an hour. And I was having, I really needed a friend, I really needed a husband, and someone to talk to. Something really bad happened for me to be rambling on an hour about it, rambling on 30 minutes. Something really bad must have happened. I really needed him, and he wasn't there for me, Yeah, he would, I thought the whole world felt that way, so I'm glad I didn't stop at him and think that everybody felt like him. He doesn't speak for everybody, and I never would have done a podcast. Never would have put my first video up if I just let him determine what everybody else thought. But yeah, there were times when I needed him, he wasn't there, and he'd be laughing. Oh my God, you were still talking, like laughing. That in itself is sick. Like I'm going through something and you're laughing about it. I'm sitting here talking about how this person hurt me and you're laughing. Hindsight, I didn't think about it then during the phone call, but I'm thinking about it now. There was something different about him the last time I talked to him. Something different. this year. This year, this him laughing and all that, that was years ago, lifetime ago. But this particular year, he just new shit, new stuff, new. I just had a weird memory hit me when I used to work a certain place, and I can. It was when I was working at one of the jobs, and one of the more dangerous ones. I'm sitting here like debating on whether the guy wants me to go to sleep or not. Does he want me to? Is my he should not be named. Should I start packing up my tent? Go ahead and put my stuff right here because my eyes are starting to get really heavy. Really heavy right now. And, a lot of people are depending on me now. Dependent. And that's a lot of my stress too, is that that's what comes with being a pastor. She was. Somehow you fell for her until she broke your heart that day. I love you anyway, but still I love you. So yeah, right now I'm doing. Thank God did not leave me out tonight. Thank God he didn't leave me out tonight to. If feels good to leave a light on. You know, I used to even this last guy I was with wasn't that bad. Wasn't as bad as I don't want to say his name. Like as far as policing me on leaving lights on. The last one I was with, the last guy I was with, did not. In the South, not up here, at least didn't get on to me about leaving lights on. He had enough cash to where he wasn't the light police. And so a lot of men who I consider like fathers to me right now, they are fathers to me, or like I've been waiting on God's timing, but they want me to leave the lights on, like at least leave a couple lights on tonight. Especially since there's a rodent in here and I don't want him in my room. I don't know where he is. He's been coming out while I've been sleeping. At least you can see him. At least for a little while they want me to do it, at least to the middle of the night. And then I can turn him off gradually.